All right, we're live and ready to roll. We're going to dig into 5 fun ways you can grow your real estate business and sell more houses with gift cards with my man Ryan at thanks.io. This is pretty fun and exciting. I'm kind of I always enjoy spending time with Ryan and brainstorming. And they have, if you've known me for any length of time, I've been talking about thanks.io forever and ever. You can get a free account at the link that's scrolling across the screen there. You can also find the link in the description. It's growwithjosh.com/thanks. And this is what we're digging into today is a brand new feature. It's been live for, I don't know, less than a month or about a month. That has some really cool implications. And we're going to give you some ideas around how you can use that. Before we dive in, though, I need a couple of favors to ask. If you're watching on Facebook, hit the thumbs up or the heart button, and share this with others in your organization, in your office, or others in our community. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell so you're notified of new live sessions, and hit the like button, smashing it there. Hit the like button as well. And if you're watching on LinkedIn, hit the like button or the light bulb. As we're going through here, as we're going through and sharing some of these ideas, please, in the comment section on whatever platform you're on, please, if you have questions, or even better yet, if you have other ideas or different angles or approaches that that pop up for you as Ryan shares some of these thoughts or ideas, please don't hesitate to share. It helps the whole community. So Ryan, maybe we should start, just for people that don't know what Thanks is, maybe just like a quick 90-second elevator pitch for why someone would use Thanks and some of the different cool things. I mean, we're going to talk about one way, but there are lots of cool features and functionality pieces with Thanks.
The easiest way for me to do that might be to just pop my screen up here, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
And why does it...
Hold on, maybe I may have to do it. Let's see here.
No, it wants to use my second monitor. That's okay. I'll go with that. Let me just bring my second monitor up into screen here, and I can work off that. Here we go. So yeah, Thanks is designed to be sort of a conversion tool, but can also generate leads. And the whole idea with it was to cross channels into the physical mailbox, right? So picture you have, a lot of us are doing Google, Facebook. We're all obsessed with digital, but the idea behind Thanks was to put something personal in the hands of our customers and our prospects, our past clients, that they can look and feel and hold and throw in the coffee table and access later, right? That's one of the most powerful things with direct mail. Is a lot of times these things float around the house for a while, and then you get a call a few months later from somebody who has it sitting around. So here I am in the Thanks dashboard, and I'm in one of these gift cards we're going to talk about. But one of the core features of Thanks is this idea around handwriting. So we have some proprietary fonts that you can choose from that really make this look personal when the recipient gets it. It feels like you put some effort in.
I'm partial to Bold Note. That's the one that I use most often.
Well, that shows me you're using the thing very heavily because you actually know the font names.
Yeah, no, I do.
So here's Bold Note up here. We've got some others here. And the
reason why I choose Bold Note is that is the one that's closest to my actual handwriting.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people say that too. Like they find one that feels like their personality almost.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like some of the ones that might be more masculine or feminine, I notice that our users gravitate, whether they're male or female, to those.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So in Thanks, you can basically write these messages out, and it looks like real handwriting. We have postcards and note cards and letters, but our newest feature was to add this gift card functionality on top of our note cards feature. So what you're looking at in the right side here, and I don't think I have one in my hand. I don't know if I could show you on camera. I didn't prepare. But what I have on the screen here is the top panel of a note card. Is what you're looking at, where the gift card is. And then the bottom is kind of the inside. And then on the outside of the card, you can choose any image you want. So pretty cool. You have a lot of flexibility with what goes there. When you use the gift card option, it kind of automatically puts this little ribbon. The company, we have about 50 plus national brands that you can put up top here. And then it gives a way for the person to scan or directly go to the URL to redeem the gift card. So one of the big twists, and this is all Justin Tracy, my partner at Thanks.io. Justin's really good at these kind of ideas. He usually gives me something really wacky. I temper it a little, or I take him wackier, right? Some way. You know how that is, Josh.
You guys are a match, a perfect match for sure.
Yeah. And then what happens? What we came up with here was this idea of gating, right? So basically, you can bribe somebody and make them take a specific action before they get the gift card. So
that is when I saw you had put a video on Facebook a couple weeks ago, and that's actually what prompted me to reach out and say, hey, we got to go live and talk about this gift card concept, and then also this idea of gating it. So basically, what he means is you are bribing the recipient that in order to sort of unlock the gift card, they have to do something for you, right? They have to go and watch a YouTube video, maybe that has an offer or something like that in it, or they have to take some action in order to unlock it. Really, really cool.
Yeah, and the specific case that I'm zeroing in on here, I've been doing some with YouTube videos where they have to watch the whole YouTube video and then it redirects. But I think in the real estate, case like example, I think sending somebody to a Calendly or scheduling link to schedule a Zoom makes so much sense, because we've got to meet people anyway. Save time. Don't do it in person. Do it over a Zoom. So what these 5 examples we're going to show you, all of them assume that you have a Calendly or some other scheduling software link set up. And what happens is they basically scan the QR, and then the QR will take them to your Calendly link. And then as soon as the Calendly link is finished, you're going to send them to this URL right here, Josh. It's really easy to do. You can set that in Calendly, like the return URL.
Just set that as the confirmation. So in Calendly, for example, and maybe we'll do a bonus session on this if we have enough questions and so forth. I can even show how you do that. But in Calendly, when you create a new event where someone can schedule, you can choose what the confirmation page is that they see after they schedule the event.
Yeah. So what happens is the tech side of this is the browser kind of cookies things, and then it knows that if the person returns to this URL, it knows to give them the gift card.
Yep.
That's basically what's going on. So that's kind of the setup. That's the tech that's happening here. Here is, you simply pick from one of the main brands. I like Home Depot for real estate. Seems to make sense.
Sure.
I've been buying people coffee, Starbucks, buy them lunch at Chipotle. Plenty of flexibility in the offers. If you have kids, if somebody has kids, you can send them GameStop or Xbox gift cards, the movie tickets. So let's get into the scripts, right? And all of the scripts I'm going to show you, I have in a doc that I'll share with everybody, Josh, if you want, or do you want to send it out after?
No, absolutely. What we'll do is we'll get the doc added to the description above or below. Now, this will be after the fact. And we'll also add it to the comments, like depending on what platform you're on, we'll try and pin it as the top comment. So you have this stuff for easy reference.
Great. So let's start with the first one in no particular order, home valuation chat. So this is more or less trying to generate a direct seller lead. So I'll just read the script off, and Josh, you chime in. I'll be honest. I slacked a little bit. I did these all in a hurry about an hour ago.
Oh, listen. I mean, our best stuff typically comes with, that sort of, that procrastination pressure.
And I like to tell people, I like to be upfront. Like when I'm doing something that's proven and I know it's working, I'll tell you, in this case, I have a good hunch these will work, but these are ideas that I haven't yet had time to test in my own practice. Okay. So hi, first name. We continue to be in a heavy seller's market, and we're finding that there are very few houses available to show our buyers. If you're at all thinking about selling your house, now might be a great time to do so. To schedule a quick one-on-one Zoom chat where I can give you a quick idea about your property's value, scan the QR code above now. As a thank you for chatting, you'll instantly receive a $25 Home Depot gift card. So what do you think of that one, Josh? I'll let you continue.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, I wouldn't recommend, and I know you're not either, I wouldn't recommend just blindly sending that to, an entire farm, right? This would be great to send to, an existing seller database that you have already. Like, one of the platforms that I've been using and talking about for months now is Street Text. You can get a free trial with them, growwithjosh.com/ST. The reason I started using them is they've got, as far as seller lead gen, a great process in place. They're really great at generating home valuation leads. Well, that database would be great to send something like this to. Or maybe you've been getting Z buyer seller leads. This would be something great to send to those that, are unconverted or still available. This could be great to send to a list of old expired leads, right? I wouldn't just blanket a neighborhood or an area. This would be better to send to people that have taken some action that would indicate some level of interest.
Or you can get more surgical too. I was thinking about absentees, but also say you have a buyer who's like, what's up with that house? Like it's, sometimes you get that and you're like, I don't know, I'll look into it for you. So, so the message goes a little different. It's like, hey, I've got a buyer who's asking about your house. You want to talk about it? Here's the bribe. So,
I love it. Personally, the thing that I don't know what the right answer for is how much you need to offer as the bribe.
Yeah.
Like, I think $10.
Yeah.
And some of these other examples that we're going to walk through, probably $5. A $5 gift card for Starbucks. I mean, that gets them maybe a cup. Depending on your market, maybe you have to do 10.
We got to test all this. I probably set the frame in my own mind a little weird because the first one I did was the recruiting. And to me, I was thinking about the value of attracting somebody to your team, right? That the lifetime value that is really heavy. So I started at $50 on that one. And actually I have it's select. So let's look at that one. Am I allowed to say recruiting around you, or do I have to say agent attraction?
No. Listen, people take recruiting as a bad word. Here's my perspective. I want guys recruiting my oldest son. My oldest son wants to play football or baseball in college. He hasn't decided yet. I want people recruiting him, right? So if you're being recruited, that's a compliment, right? It's not a bad word. Recruiting is not a bad word. It's a good thing.
Yeah. So the script here, and I actually start off right there trying to flatter them, right? Hi, first name. I was doing some research and it seemed like you might be a good fit for our team. Who doesn't want to hear something like that? Oh, cool. That's flattering. If you think you might be interested in chatting, scan the QR code above and schedule a 30-minute Zoom meeting with me. To thank you in advance, my scheduling system will instantly send you a $50 Starbucks gift card. I'm trying to make this really really worth your while to sit and talk to me about my company.
Absolutely.
Signature. And then at the end, I say, seriously, $50 at Starbucks just for scheduling a meet with me. There's not a lot of content about what the meeting's going to be about other than just to meet and chat. But
I think, that you did some research and you think you'd be a great fit for the team, right? So there's at least inherently some level in there of them, understanding this is going to be a
recruiting call
about making a switch potentially. Yeah. The other case that I would make for a lower amount is if you make it too big, you're just going to get people that they're just going to do it and then duck you, right? They're just going to take you for the gift card and then duck you. Whereas if it's a little bit lower, it's enough to entice them, right? Where they may have not been interested or may have not thought about it, but it's not so much where they're like, I'm just going to take this guy for take him for a ride or whatever. So anyway, I think that's a wonderful, wonderful example for sure.
So you can change it to 20 and say, seriously, I'll buy your coffee this week just for scheduling with me, right? Something like that. So there's a bribe there. There's value. It's at least something that nobody else is probably hitting them with.
Right.
So something fresh. So that's recruiting. Let's go to, I got a few other examples. FSBOs and expires, which you kind of brought up. I'm using the tried and true FSBO expired, with FSBOs, I noticed you had your property at address up for sale. I have our custom merge tag here, which assumes you would upload a list of FSBOs, and wondered if you might be willing to pay a buyer's commission if I bring you a buyer. Sorry for the dogs. If you'd like to discuss, please scan a QR code above and schedule a quick Zoom meeting. As a thank you, I'll give you a gift card. So pretty similar. With expired, you would just tweak that a little bit. I noticed you were trying to sell your property and hasn't sold yet. So that's that one. We'll get to the other few here. I think everybody's getting the idea though, right? Another one that I really like is the idea of hitting somebody up about buying investment properties.
Yeah.
So you can get pretty surgical about the target, maybe somebody, a business owner in town or somebody you see on LinkedIn who's in your area. I specialize in helping Pinellas County real estate investors find solid fix and flip and buy and hold for cash flow deals. If you're at all interested, blah, 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 same thing. If you're at all interested in starting or adding to an existing portfolio, I'd be excited to chat. Just scan the QR code above. As a thank you, you'll instantly receive a $15 gift card at Chipotle.
So here's where you can get really surgical potentially as well with this is, I talk often about using PropStream for data. You could pull up a list of investors in your market that have bought multiple properties in the last 12 months or the last 24 months, something like that, narrow it down to 25, 50, 10, even whatever, and send that out. Right. And position yourself as somebody who's legit, right? Like if that's something that you want to specialize in and grow your database around or grow your business around. I mean, there's any number of different ways that you could potentially do that. And, put yourself in that investor's shoes, right? Like, why would they not take you up on that offer, right? Because investors are always looking for the next deal, A, and B, like you're doing something different. And they're business minded, right? So they get something like this, which shows that you think differently, you operate differently, etc.
You appreciate your time.
Yeah. You're immediately positioning yourself as someone that's different and unique. Like you're going to get a pretty high take rate on that. I would venture to bet.
Yeah, this is probably the one I would do first because I love getting an investor who gives me listings for years.
Yep,
it's just great. A little more work up front, but once you get that relationship, is very valuable.
100%.
So, and then I think I had one more. And did I show you the recruiting?
A renter one.
Yeah. So there's a renter first time buyer. So this would be, maybe you find a condo complex or an apartment building that their rents being paid are pretty good. Maybe it's professionals are in there. And then maybe you go lower on the amount again. You go $10. But if you're tired of paying your landlord's mortgage and think you might want to start paying your own, I might be able to help. If you'd like to discuss, scan a QR code. As a thank you, the system will instantly give you a gift card. So yeah, these are all pretty straightforward. The script, but I think the actual script format, you could plug almost anything in.
And here's one little variation to this potentially you could do as well. Maybe you're doing a workshop, a virtual workshop or an in-person workshop. You can bribe them to register for the workshop and give them the gift card for, and you could take it a step farther. You're going to get this, $5, $10 gift card for registering. And, we're going to, one lucky attendee, we're going to, give a $100 gift card or, a brand new TV or whatever, if you want to get crazy with it. By the way, I mean, that would work on the seller side too.
I'm going to steal that idea for Thanks.io. I think I'd do $5 to get somebody on a captive webinar. Just knowing the customer lifetime value and everything else. That's a really cool idea.
So 2 things I want to share before they fall out of my head. Number one, on this renter idea, there are so many reasons why I love Thanks. I'm going to have to make a video that's just like, 13 reasons why I love Thanks.io. You can build a list right in Thanks. So you could build a renter list right in Thanks.io. Now it's a little bit extra cost. Yeah. You could build a list of renters and layer on I think, is it income, or you can layer on additional things that makes it pretty ninja, right? You can take a zip code, you can take a whatever, and you can layer on these different things here and build a list right in there and strategically send that out. You guys have really, built something pretty amazing here.
So renters making more than $150K a year. So
that's a pretty good, that's a pretty good audience. Pretty good audience.
I don't think I'm going to find many. I was going to say I'm not going to find many in this zip code, but I found a few.
Yeah. So the other thing that I wanted to share before I forget is, you can get a free account at growwithjosh.com/thanks. Get a free account. Check it out. If you upgrade to, you guys call it a business account, right? Not a pro account. If you upgrade to the business account, which is $49 a month, when you upgrade, you're going to get some credits. But more importantly, I think if you're going to run with this idea, more importantly, when you're on the business account, you only pay for the gift cards if they're used.
Yeah.
That's remarkable because let's face it, like people forget, right? Like people, you know,
Yeah.
they're going to forget to use their gift cards, a certain percentage. What percentage that is, I don't know. They won't forget that you gave them that, right? They won't forget the act of generosity of it, but they may forget to actually use it, and you don't have to pay for it unless it's actually claimed or utilized. So
I
that is
think it has to be
really,
scanned.
really
I'll find out. You might pay on the scan, so you get the credit for the taking. But I'll get you that definitely. I got to talk to Justin.
Regardless,
Yeah.
it's not going to be 100%,
Right? No.
And so if you're going to use this idea on any level, the business account will certainly pay for itself. On top of the fact that it also gets you better pricing on the mail pieces. So I don't want to go too long with this, but some great stuff here. As I mentioned, we're going to get the document here that Ryan has on the screen. We'll get that added in the description. We'll also get it added in the comments. We'll pin it where we can. But also know that this is just one way that you can use the platform. With thanks.io, you can send 2 different size postcards. You can send letters, which, by the way, I've been using like a mad person.
Are you doing multiple pages yet?
What's that? Oh, yeah. So this is a letter I sent myself. An example of this. I'm actually, we'll stop the screen share.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna. So this is a letter I sent myself, so I could see what it looks like. So this is the cover letter, handwritten font. I made the template with Canva, and then it's several pages with information on home values. I don't know why I can't figure out my freaking camera, but this was all. I mean, this is amazing. It's good quality paper. The print quality is fantastic, and it stands out in a person's mailbox. In fact, literally 5 minutes before going on here, I sent one of these out to an absentee owner that I had a text conversation about that was curious about the value of their property. Then you've got the note cards, which you can use a note card without the gift card, right? And that shows up like when it shows up in their inbox, it's like a thank you card.
Yeah, it feels like an invitation.
Yeah, people are going to open it. It's hard for folks not to open it, especially because if you've experienced what I've been experiencing, there's less and less noise in the mailbox. And so those are the 5 options on the screen there. You got the 4x6, the 6x9, the letter, the note card, and the gift card. And
here's the note card. I actually did have one. My light's a little off, but you can see the handwriting. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
It's hard not to open that. It's hard not to open that. And we're using all of the different functionalities. And so maybe we'll do, if we get enough interest, let's do this. If I get enough comments below with like a why or please, something like that, maybe we'll do a session where I'll show the different ways that we're using the platform and examples. Like one example is Ryan talked about expireds. One thing we're doing with old expireds is we're sending them an oversized postcard with a picture of their property on the one side. Like who's
not sold?
Right. Well, no, actually. So I'm being a little nicer. The text I have says still interested ? And then a longer content or text on the back of the card, the handwritten, addresses the fact that, hey, it looks like you had tried to sell your house previously, but were unsuccessful. Let us know if you're still interested. So this was awesome. Sam says this is gold. Cindy says, love this, but she has to come back and watch more later. It'll be available after the fact. And then I'm not sure who Beach City Luxury is, but please on the bonus session. So we'll definitely have to do that. And I'll coordinate with Ryan on here because I'll share how I'm using it. But Ryan is such a he's going to be able to pull information from what he sees other people doing and what's working as well, so we can maximize the value of that. Check it out, right? At a minimum, get a free account and send yourself some mail, right? To see what it looks like and to see how it works.
Yeah, you get 10 credit. You get $10 in credits to just mess around with once you get in.
Yeah. Send your stuff. Send yourself a letter. Send yourself a note card. Play around with it. See what happens. I can tell you that one of the things that we have committed to, like I for my personal production, is sending a lot more direct mail in 2022 because it has shelf life.
Yeah.
People hang on to it. And it's also in a world that is becoming exponentially more crowded digitally and socially. That's a way to stand out.
And expensive. Facebook's getting so expensive, and you can't target it. I'm going this way too. I'll be honest. I have this company, that I'm a part of. I barely send an email. So, and I'm constantly thinking like, this is a no brainer. I'm spending $2 for a Google click, $1.50 for a Facebook click. So I can put something tangible in somebody's hands for the same amount.
100%. 100%. All right. So check out the resources above or below in the description. We'll get that link added with those examples for you. Get a free account, growwithjosh.com/thanks. If you'd like to chat about partnering with our organization and getting help implementing these types of campaigns and strategies in your business at no additional cost for you, you can go to growwithjosh.com/chat. I'd be happy to chat with you. Ryan, thanks for spending some time with us today.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, absolutely. Do us a huge favor. Share this with others in our community that you think might be able to benefit from it. And we'll be back for a round 2, sharing some real world examples, maybe some case studies in the very near future.
Great. Thanks, Josh.